What's going, guys? Joltal here with a video that I didn't really think of doing, but I decided I should. Just got some water, so speaking shouldn't be a problem. Music just failed. Okay, but as you can see, I have a chart up here. Not the easiest thing to do, mainly because I can't point, but I think if you just follow the words, and then I think you can pull this all together. So, as you can see, I have Punch Out, and then an arrow pointing to Punch Out Wii. Then, I have a picture of Kid Icarus, and the arrow is pointing to Kid Icarus Uprising. And finally, I have a picture of the Ice Climber box art. I might as well say this is all official box art, except for the last thing if you follow that arrow, which says WiiU ? Yes, that is the main story, and it is about Ice Climbers. So, if you couldn't tell, Punch Out, Kid Icarus, Ice Climber, all NES games, Kid Icarus and Punch Out did get sequels, but I don't think they did as well as the first one. Don't quote me on Punch Out, I'm not sure how that did. I'm not a huge Punch Out fan. However, anyone who has been on my channel ever knows that Kid Icarus Uprising is one of my favorite games. I've beaten Kid Icarus 1 and 2. Not 100%, but I did beat them, which not a lot of people could say. So yeah. And then we have Ice Climber. I have played a little of that, but it was also NES. And then if you take a look to the right, Punch Out Wii, like I said, Kid Icarus Uprising, like I said, WiiU. But if you are a true Nintendo fan, you should be able to notice something about these systems. They are in an order. I will give you 5 seconds to figure out that order. Okay, by this point you should have figured out that it is the order of the time the consoles launched. So yeah, Punch Out came out with the Wii. Kid Icarus Uprising was 3DS, like I've said about a billion times. And Wii U came out after 3DS. 3DS came out after Wii U. Or no, it came after Wii, not Wii U. But something else to note is that, like I said, all NES games, however, they all received either one sequel, which I don't think did well, don't quote me on Punch Out once again, or they just didn't receive a sequel at all. I won't count Myths and Monsters towards Kid Icarus, because not a huge fan of that game, and it didn't originate in Japan, so yeah. Ice Climber you could also replace with any really NES game that kind of didn't have a sequel. I could have put the Earthbound series down there, but I'm not going to. So, if I could get into the actual point of this, is that, if you couldn't figure out by the title, I think Ice Climber will be receiving a Wii U game that got remade, not like Punch Out, because Punch Out stayed towards the same formula, unlike Kid Icarus Uprising, where the formula was completely different. So, first off, obvious, like I said, Punch Out NES got a Wii remake. Next console / handheld, Kid Icarus, he got pretty famous off of Smash Bros. I know that when I first played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I still do, I mained Pit. I don't know why. I thought it was pretty freaking awesome. And as we all know, we got Kid Icarus Uprising out of that. People want to see that game. And I can't say the same for Punch Out, but this was actually supposed to be a Star Fox game. Ice Climber, however, Wii U. Ice Climbers are pretty popular in Smash Bros. I think if you really do play Smash Bros, you should know who Ice Climbers are. Unless for some reason you never played any game besides the original, but that is beside the point. So, like I said, Star Fox was originally supposed to be Kid Icarus Uprising, so what do I think possibly an Ice Climber remake could be? I don't, I highly doubt actually. I do not think there we go, me just saying I a bunch of times. But to be completely honest, I do not think Ice Climber could be a 2D platformer. There haven't been that many great 2D platformers right now. Looking at some games I have on my console, Mario Bros. U, Donkey Kong Country, those are the only games that could really pull it off. And then again, the Mario Bros. U series, or the new Super Mario Bros. Series, isn't doing as well as I think they could. Also, the Rayman series, they're doing pretty well. But, speaking of Mario, this is what I think the idea could be. It could be one of two things. One, if they had to base it off of anything, I know a lot of people, this video came out after 3D World came out, the Captain Toad levels, I think if the game kind of worked like that, you have the hammers to break things, there could be puzzles involving two people, it would kind of be like a mixture between the Captain Toad levels and Pikmin 2/3. Where you're controlling two people, you could use both of them in one place to get better stuff, like, I don't know, maybe they have a double jump if they're next to each other, but they only have a single jump if they're not next to each other. There might be a switch you need to press, I don't know, but I think it would be pretty awesome. Other one could be a 3D platformer, I doubt it. I'd rather have the Ice Climber series, if they were to revive it, be in a puzzle-based environment, because I think having a platformer and the hammers, or mallets, I'm not sure what you want to call them, might be a little redundant, especially with two Ice Climbers. It could work like the Donkey Kong Country series, where you have like one of them, I don't know, pop out of an iceberg and it'll help you. But I don't really see that happening, because they kind of work together. I don't know what a plot would be. Kid Icarus Uprising, I'm gonna kind of avoid plot. You know what, just, I'll put an annotation on screen to just, if you don't want to hear spoilers for what I consider the best game ever, I'll tell you when to turn the volume all the way down, and then it'll tell you when to put it all the way back up with another annotation. And if you're on a mobile device, I'm so sorry. I do not like giving away spoilers for the best game ever. But it was heavily based on Greek mythology, as a lot of people know, in the myth of Icarus. However, even though it stayed pretty general to the main plot, minus Medusa kidnapping Palutena and saving the Centurions, because they can't help you once in that game. Chapter 18. But anyways, at Chapter 9, you fight Medusa, and of course you win if you're actually good at games, which I don't think was that challenging. And then, here's the spoiler. Hades rips open the credits, which was a huge shock. Now, I don't know if they could do something like that with Ice Climbers, I don't know, maybe make a Yeti, I don't know. But, they could probably think of something. They're trying to get to the top of the mountain. People who have played Link Between Worlds, not Link to the Past, but it could kind of be like Link to the Past, or any game Zelda related, like Minish Cap had the flute, same as Zelda 1. You could kind of just teleport all over the place of the pterodactyl, that means pterodactyl, and yeah. It could be a 3D environment that kind of works like Mario 64. If they really did make this a remake, I would not want it to be like Banjo-Kazooie. Don't get me wrong, I like that game. What I don't like is it's a collectathon, which I don't like those games. Looking to see if I actually own any collectathons, and I don't think I do. Mainly because I just don't like that genre of platformers. I kind of like finding a few secrets and then just keep going. But yeah. Ice Climber for Wii U, some other evidence that may point to it. Like I said, all that stuff. I have seen this online before. Ice Climbers have gained some popularity through Smash Bros. And I feel like a lot of their Smash Bros moves can actually be used in a real game. For instance, Pit's bow in Smash Bros. Was actually used in Uprising as a melee attack. If you guys know the internal pain of Hi-ya-ya or Eternal or whatever you want to call it, it's just painful to get spammed. But yeah, that returns in Kid Icarus Uprising. I mean, they could have a power-up where you could shoot ice out of your hands, or ice flower, maybe. They could bring the polar bear back, as I don't know, maybe a shopkeeper who could help you. You could get items like in Zelda, you could get some stuff to help you climb the mountain. There could be awesome bosses where you gotta like maybe jump on them and then start hammering their head. Don't take that too wrongly. If you're a child, don't look that up. And yeah, I think this game could do a lot like Uprising. I wouldn't want it to maintain the same formula like Punch-Out! Wii did though. I would rather see it be a 3D game, and if it is like the Captain Toad levels, that's cool too. I think, video game awards, I don't know. Some video game related thing is tomorrow. They're thinking the Zelda WiiU is going to be announced there. I want this to be announced there. Technically, it's not tomorrow for you guys. Well, not for me. I'm recording this on Thursday. But, yeah, I really would like to see Ice Climbers on Wii. I had some more evidence. I don't know what it was. Ice Climbers haven't been announced for the new Smash Bros. If you are watching this at the time of me posting it, which is Smash Bros. 4. Which is really unfortunate, because I actually love playing as the Ice Climbers. I think I am the only person who does, but I think the Ice Climbers are good characters. And I would love to see them have characters like Pit did in Kid Icarus Uprising. My mouth is very moist, and I really want to get a drink, but I kind of don't want to leave the recording here for a minute, so I will kind of just wrap some more evidence up all in a bow tie. Ice Climbers, much like Kid Icarus, has actually received a game virtual console on every system with virtual console. Yeah, Kid Icarus got one on 3DS. Punch-Out! Got one, I think, on the Wii, 3DS, and the Wii U. I know it did get one, so I don't know, maybe that's evidence. There are some games that could replace Ice Climber in this scenario. Mother 4, I know that's not the case. Honestly, I like this concept Nintendo's doing, and I hope if they do maintain this pattern of every new console we get a new retro character revive. I really hope they do that, because I think it would be awesome to have all these characters we know, such as Donkey Kong, Mario. They even did it with Donkey Kong. He was on the arcade, then the NES, then the SNES with Donkey Kong Country. But reviving these characters is what I really love about Nintendo, because I think they're the only company who could actually go back so far and then revive the franchise. Because I don't think, like, if Sony, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ratchet. Alright, I'll use an example that I know. Spyro, that's on the PlayStation. If they just stopped making Spyro games, and then in 25 years they made a new Spyro game, that'd be awesome. But yeah, they probably won't. Nintendo, however, with their long franchise and characters that really got no recognition, like the Balloon Fighter, I think that could make a great game. I don't think it would. Game & Watch could use a revival. He did get DS games granted, but even though that was the first thing on my channel, not a lot of people have that game, and I'm fortunate to have a Club Nintendo and have got that at the time. So yeah, retro characters I would want to see revived, like the Ice Climber, Balloon Fighter. I think they should just redo the Earthbound series, you know, maybe revamp the visuals for Melody 1. I love that game, by the way. But yeah, I think when they do take retro characters that not a lot of people know and bring it to a new generation, that's where Nintendo's gonna make the big money. When they learn that Pit, probably one of my favorite characters now, Uprising really did make me feel that way. I loved it. That amount of character he had, Smash Bros, you would have never recognized it with his "all troops move out and later data, victory is ours." But yeah, Ice Climbers with their you're not gonna learn any character about them. You need to have the experience you do with Link with these characters. Like alright, I will just restart the music. But characters like Mario, Link, Kirby, even the Pokemon universe, they could all really live along these characters. Also Starfy, I understand he got a DS game, which could be in the chart. I think he got Game Boy games, though. I'm not sure. They were only in Japan. But yeah, they did revive Starfy in a way, and brought him to America. So I want a world where or at least a video game world, where we could see all of our favorite characters from all of our favorite franchises, such as Zelda, or no, not Zelda, Link, Mario, Kirby, your Pokemon maybe, Olimar even got pretty popular over the years. Hell, Lubba, maybe, Donkey, I can't forget him, Mega Man, Samus I would put in the other category. Not as much people know about characters like Samus, Pit, Ice Climbers, Balloon Fighter, Little Mac, Starfy. Some of my favorite characters, by the way, Rooster Starfy for Smash Bros. 4. No, but seriously, I think it's when they do revamp these games with new concepts that I really do end up liking them, and that's what I really wish they could do with new games. Like Mario with Mario 64, that was new, they kind of revamped the series, and then you get all these new Super Mario Bros. Games that feel the same. We got 3D World and Land, which do feel different, although I do like 3D Land better. Honestly, there are just so many well-known characters that I think if they did revamp characters in their characters' design and everything, they could really do well. Like, they could have silent protagonists, and then they could have all those characters that have personalities. Because that is something Nintendo kind of has. Like with Mario, Link, not really Kirby, you kind of get an idea of who Kirby is. But yeah, maybe Samus, they would all fall under the blank protagonist. Even Pit before Uprising, until he gets that "sorry to keep you waiting, it's been too long, Lady Palutena." I'd really say that I would like to see characters revamped. Little Mac didn't really get a character revamp from what I know, but I think a lot of these characters could be really popular if they really just put the time into it. I don't care if you like reskin Mario 64 with some old characters, because overall that's what this comes down to. Nintendo is basically taking old characters and bringing them back. And I think we need this for other not so well known characters. That's it. I don't know how I can make that more apparent. Gino, Mallow, we need you if Square Enix did. That's the general idea of this. If you stayed through this whole time, I really thank you for watching. Hit like, comment, or subscribe if you have. At the time, I am doing a giveaway, so check that out if you will. To see one of my favorite games that aren't well known, Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, giveaway for that, vote for my next LP. But yeah, I guess I could just go through a list of characters. I'll go through, I don't know. Well, there's no list of characters I could go through, but I guess that's it. So, see you guys next time. Mother 4.